Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening, my doctor. Let me unmute doctor. Doctor, you can unmute yourself, ma.
Good evening. Thank you.
Okay, good evening. Just to test your microphone and to know that
Was that
everything is.
clear enough?
Yeah, yes, beautiful, ma. Yes, ma. How are you, ma?
I'm good. Thank you.
Okay, ma. So, good evening, everyone. Let me check user amount. Okay, Uzamat, are you in? Can you unmute yourself? Uzamat.
Yes, I'm here, sir.
Okay, beautiful. Good evening. How are you?
Good evening, sir. I'm fine, sir. Thank you.
All right, ma'am. Okay, quick one without wasting much of our time. Good evening, audience. Please, can you confirm with your emojis if you can hear me loud and clear? Just send your emojis to confirm or make use of the chat box. All right. Thank you, Oji. Okay, thank you. It means we are good to go. Okay, good evening, distinguished colleagues, respected public servants, and member of the Public Service Knowledge Hub community joining us from across Lagos and beyond. On behalf of the Public Service Knowledge Hub, I warmly welcome you to today's knowledge sharing session. Public Service Knowledge Hub remain committed to promoting continuous learning, capacity development, and professional excellence within the public service and beyond. By connecting practitioners with real-world experience to those who need practical insights for better performance. In today's evolving workplace, one truth remains constant: results are driven by people. The people are shaped by leadership. This makes the subject of talent management and team performance not just relevant but critical to achieving organizational goals within the public service. If you are new here on this call, we will share our link on the chat box to join us on our social media handle, our Telegram, WhatsApp, so that you can get more information on our next sessions. And also, we got your backing. We have a YouTube channel that if you miss any part of our sessions, you can go there and revisit it so that you can start brush yourself up. At this point, I will respectfully invite our moderator to kindly take over the proceeding. Thank you very much. Usamot, are you with us?
I'm here, sir. Thank you, sir.
Over to you.
Okay, thank you very much, sir. Good evening, everyone. My name is Usamot Ojikutu, and I'm the moderator for today. The moderator. Yes. Today's session, the topic for today's session is leading people for results, talent management, and team performance. We all know in every organization, whether in the public or private sector, performance is ultimately a function of how people are managed, Our people are well managed, developed, and aligned with organizational objectives. Talent management goes beyond recruitment. It involves identifying potentials, nurturing capabilities, building competencies, and creating an environment where individuals and teams can perform at their best. For we public servants, this is particularly important as we deliver policies, programs, and services. The quality of our outcomes depends largely on how effectively we lead people, manage talent, and drive team performance. This session is therefore designed to provide practical insights into leading people with purpose, developing and managing talent effectively, building high-performing teams, and driving results through people. That being said, I would like to usher in our facilitator for today's session. We are privileged to have with us Dr. Ebele Oputa Olu. Pardon me, Doctor, if I didn't pronounce your name correctly. Dr. Ebele is a highly accomplished professional in organizational transformation, leadership development, and human capital management. She is an accredited practitioner in organizational transformation and a professional manager chartered by the Nigerian Institute of Management, NIM. She is also a distinguished member of the Chartered Institute of Management Consultants, CIMC, and the Institute of Soft Skills and Vocational Skills Development of Nigeria, ISSVD. Reflecting a deep commitment to professional excellence and capacity development, Dr. Ebele currently serves as Deputy General Manager, Learning and Development and Stakeholder Relationship Management at the Dangote Group, where she plays a strategic role in developing talent, strengthening leadership capacity, and driving organizational performance at scale. With her wealth of experience and practical insights, we are confident that she is exceptionally well positioned to guide us on today's topic. Ladies and gentlemen, please join me in warmly welcoming Dr. Ebele Oputa Olu as she takes us through today's session. Dr. Ma, you have the ground, Ma.
Good evening, and thank you for swelling my head. Look at the way she was talking about me. Jamiu, what did you say to her about me?
Thank you, ma.
But I'm glad to be here. Incidentally, you are all my colleagues because I was once in civil service. I was a teacher for Lagos State for some years before I left to private sector. So I'm speaking to my colleagues. Thank you for the opportunity to be here. I would like to share my screen so that we don't spend too much time before anybody starts getting tired. Would that be fine by you?
Go
Yes,
ahead,
Ma.
ma.
All right. Can we see my screen now?
Yes, ma.
Okay.
Please, sorry, ma. Please, audience, is the screen visible to your side? If yes, let's hear from you. Share your emojis and or send message to your chat box. Can you see the? Okay, okay, beautiful. So go ahead, ma.
Thank you. I have tried to keep it as simple as I can. I've also, not because we are civil servants, but because simplicity is what drives results. In my experience, working with young people, older people, middle level, I have come to know that when things are kept simple, they are very easy to understand and people can flow. Our topic today is on leading people for results. Perhaps I have rearranged it and I'll be talking team performance before talent management. But let's get some things clear. When we are talking about leading people, it means that we are talking leadership. People are our assets and we must sweat them. Some people we sweat them positively, some people we sweat them negatively. By sweating them, I mean we must use them because they are assets. But how we use them is what we are going to be talking about today. The first thing to keep in mind is that in a leadership position, whether you're an AD or a DD, I'm saying assistant director or deputy director or director, or even just a supervisor, or for that matter, even at level 7, you automatically become a manager because you're already in leadership position. So for clarity, let's begin by looking at what we call leadership. In the leadership position, a lot of things come to mind. People expect that you are to nurture them, and that is the summary of it all. All the words I've shown here, whether you are empowering or respecting or showing honesty or being resilient, your ability to adapt, to encourage, to inspire others, but most of all, to strategize, all lead to leadership. But don't be scared by the many words. You'll be getting these slides. The summary of it all is in 4 things. All those grammar that I just showed now is 4. Your job is to inspire by igniting the best, unleashing the best from your team. And it's about the way you motivate them. The other one is for you to manage them by coordinating them, to lead them by steering what is in them aligned with the vision, and then to build a culture of delivering results. That's what we call holistic leadership. And you need competencies to do that. You are going to be able to make good decisions. Communicate that your vision. You must think outside the box at all times, and you must always recover from shocks because you're the one going to be receiving the bullets. When you walk into your boss's office, I remember in those days when my principal would have finished scolding my head of department, and then she comes to scold all of us in retaliation, like going to secondary school, being fagged, and then coming back to fag others. No, in today's business world, you become emotionally intelligent and resilient so that you can engage your team. It goes beyond having that title. You are a leader, you are a DD, you are HOD. I am going to try to play this video and I hope it comes. I took it from our own Fola Durotoye and it's on TikTok. Jamiu, please let me know if everyone is into it. I hope it plays.
All right, ma. So please, if you key into that, can I see your 111, the chat box, or your emojis flying?
Incidentally, it is not playing today. I wonder why.
All right,
I'm going to take it from somewhere else. No, I'll show it to you, never mind.
okay.
I'll take it from somewhere else and then okay, let's do this. Just to save time, I will be sending it to you later. Let me reshare and continue with my talk so that I'll save your time. But I'll be sending the link to Jamil. I hope that is fine by you.
That's fine, ma.
Okay. So when we are saying leadership beyond authority, we're talking about your character. We're talking about in the way you forget that you are a leader. In that video, Fola Durotoye tells the story of how an auntie tells her brother please tell my son to stop smoking. After 6 months, it took 6 months for the man to tell the little boy, stop smoking. And that was because he took him 6 months to equally stop smoking, meaning that he had to set an example, meaning that he had to say what he was doing. So the young man was going to see him not smoking before he could stop smoking. And so he had to make sacrifice. Please listen to the expressions. There was the issue of sacrificing his own habits, having to stop his own habits, having to be sure he was fully ready before he spoke to the young man, and the young man conformed. And this is about leadership. I have put a question for you to answer. If you knew what every individual on your team values most, what would you change about the way you lead them? And don't answer this question today. When you are on your own, thinking about the things we said today and the things you've always known, think about it. Because I see us in the ministry, mostly even at federal ministry, having served in the federal ministry too, I know of an HOD who would wait till when it was 4, as people were packing to go home, she would call us, please come, sit down. There's a job that came in, we must finish it tonight. And so sometimes we would stay in the office till 10. You can imagine how we grumbled. But it's often like that. What would you change? Think about it. Beyond the titles, leadership is not a formal position. It's okay. Somebody gave you, Jamie, can I share my video so that whatever I'm doing, they can see? Would
Yes,
that be
ma'am.
fine? Thank
Yes,
you.
ma'am. Go ahead, ma'am.
It says I'm muted. You can do that for me from where you are. So, with my
Sorry, ma'am.
experience,
Which of the video? Is it your own video or the
my
video?
own, just open my video. I want them to see my hands, my face when I talk. So it doesn't look like they are
Okay.
just hearing a voice.
I think you can do it from your end, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. You are co-host, so you can do anything from your side.
Okay. That's fine.
Okay. You can bring the
Okay.
laptop down so that because we are seeing only your head now.
Okay.
Oh,
Can you now see
beautiful.
my ugly face?
Okay,
Thank
ma'am.
you.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
So it's in my experience working with so many people. You can imagine that my experience spans over 30 years. I've come to know that it is not a textbook thing. It's not a fixed thing that because I am made a manager or because I am an assistant director, then my life must be the same way. I must treat my staff like that. No, it becomes a personal involvement with their growth. It becomes a matter of influence. Those personal qualities in me that turn me around. So even in my journey in Dangote, I'll take my recent experience. I have found that I smile a lot, not because everybody has direct, deep relationship with me, but somehow I am able to even smell when a person is unhappy. And I'm asking, you don't look good this morning. What is wrong? So that when you call them, they look forward to being there. They are inspired because you are part of them. Leadership is beyond just being a manager. So when we use that leadership, we should keep focus on it. You are a role model, somebody that they can copy. Now, let's look at leadership that inspires. I hope again that you can see this and hear. It's going to give you a little bit of shout, but it is an example of a leader who says, do what I do, and everybody decides to do it. Just, he may not say any word, but at the end of this video, I'd like 2 people to make a comment.
Sorry, no audio on the video, ma'am.
Did you say you can't hear?
We can't hear anything.
Why?
Okay, maybe you check the slide. Check the share slide. From there, you can make the
I want
adjustment.
to see if I should have shared it with sound. Okay, that's about the only video. Let's just
Yes,
go on.
yes.
Okay, so but what actually you were just when you play it yourself, you will just hear him shouting, "Hey oh, hey oh," and all of them repeated it. What am I trying to say? They repeated it because he's a role model. They repeated what he did because they believed in him. If you are that leader that they would believe in, you must do certain things. That leader is one of these. All 25 of them were adjudged the best leaders in the world 2025. What do you think they have in common? Can anybody say what you think leaders have in common? These were adjudged the best 25 in the world as at last year.
Please
Anybody want to try?
let's make this session interactive. You can raise your hand if you want to say anything or make use of the chat box because of the time. Thank you.
Okay, anyone? Did you see anything, Jamil? Okay, I'll move on. First, they have vision. If you're going to be a leader, you must have vision. You can take the vision of the state government and bring it to your small units and make it your own. If you don't believe in that vision, there's no way you can communicate it. Next, they have guts. You have to be bold. Next, they love people. All of them believed in the people around them. And I'll be showing you later what it means to believe in your people. They had resilience. These people can bounce back after having faced everything. They can continue and continue and continue. And then they are ethical. Now, I'm bringing in ethical management here because in most cases, and I hope that when I tell us the truth, we are not going to pinch me or feel bad about me. In most cases, a lot of the times, in most cases, we do favoritism. We tend to take our own people with us where they would go. We tend to cut corners. I am guilty, as all of us are guilty. But we can get to that point where we don't have to. The last one is that they all love to do AI. Today's world, if you are not tech savvy, please. And that was part of the question I asked earlier when I said, what would you like to change about the way you lead? Can we do Excel? Simple Excel. Can we fuse Excel with PowerPoint? Can we go on the internet within seconds and give answers? Can we turn our presentations? Can we tell our people things and they trust us and believe in us? That is the first place to bring, because no successful organization stays static. We must continue to move. It's always a way to continue to move people. So where to start is that real leader whom they can follow is the one that sets a purpose, that vision that you believe in. You set it, you align it with what happens in the workplace, how you want them, what values you want, and then you keep your team inspired to deliver on that purpose. Because leadership is that pivot on which performance and talent management stand. If we have the wrong leadership, we cannot. But if we have strong leadership behavior, we'll create a culture that people can continue to follow. And that brings me to team performance. See, as long as we have our teams, sorry, my eyes itch. As long as we have our teams, I already mentioned goal setting. When we set goals, we must align them. I know we all know about SMART objectives, so I'm not going to go there, but we must align our goal with what the business, the state government, the federal government is looking for. In the civil service, every year, I know that government will say, this is what we want to do. Therefore, the service chief, the head of service, is going to sit down with all the heads of the different ministries and say, this is where we are going. Those heads of ministries will now come back to their different HODs, their directors, and tell them. It is now these people who will sit down with their team and begin to break down those goals, those alignment, those goals, those purposes, and then align them with individuals. Because you must look at each individual on your team and what they can do. You must also have the ability to communicate those your expectations clearly. Involve them so that they can be feeling that, oh, we are others, we can deliver. The next place to go is to motivate them and to keep them engaged. We usually have this popular saying that an engaged employee is a productive employee. Please, you must recognize them. You must provide meaningful stretch work, work that keeps them busy, work that brings them together often to share, to give feedback, to get excited about themselves. Most of all, you must play with them. I repeat, we must play. And when I say play, that is a discussion for another day. It can take a full hour to talk about play because there are different elements in play. Do you, for example, have a platform, maybe like we have this platform for the public service knowledge? Do we have a platform with our different teams? Do we crack jokes? Do we give them pats on the back? Do we attend when they have functions? So many things. Do we smile at them, most of all? If we can't do that, then we have a challenge coming. Let's look at the third thing. Even when we are playing with them. For example, this evening, I called some of my staff. It's Sunday, but I'm telling them, hey, Chelsea just disgraced me. And they were laughing at me because two of them are Arsenal. But they are my associates. It does not mean that tomorrow morning, when I see them, if I had something with them on Friday, they must give it to me tomorrow morning. And I must measure. So I hope that all of us do know how to set our KPIs. I mean, key performance indicators. Some of the things I'm saying are things that you already know, but maybe you're not practicalizing them. But you must set KPIs that people can see, quantitative and qualitative. Quantitative because we can measure them. Qualitative because we can see the results in their behavior. And then we must at least, as we are doing that, identify those. We are going to talent management later. Identify those who can actually succeed us. My dear brothers and sisters, one challenge we have as a people, and I'm talking about us in Nigeria, when we occupy a seat, we don't want to leave. So we don't want to see somebody behind us or beneath us trying to compete for that same position. But I know that in the US, somebody can tell his boss, please look elsewhere. I want to take your job by next year. It means he's telling you that as a successor, he's ready now. He's ready in 6 months. He's ready in 8 months. Are we doing that? And then you have to create that career path. In Dangote, what we do, we have talent management and then we have learning. When talent discovers that person, he creates a career path and then we begin to manage him as learning. And those things can happen because we can measure our results, because we're all looking forward to people who will take over from us so that we can see bigger things ahead of us. This one has no sound, but you will just watch it. And I would like one person to say something. It's about 1 minute. Watch what leadership is about. Are we ready? Any comments?
Yes, ma. Someone said teamwork,
Okay,
teamwork and collaboration,
good,
service,
good. Teamwork, collaboration, service by the leader. He sets the
support for the
tone.
team.
Sorry, you said?
Support for team members. Go ahead,
Yes.
ma.
So he sets the tone, he first leads from behind, and then he goes in front to show them direction. And then he makes sure that each and every one of them passes through before he goes. That is the man who is a team lead, who is a leader, who would support, who would partner, who would coach, who would encourage and involve all of his team members. That is leadership. Can I go?
Go ahead, ma.
So you need four things. You need to be sure that your people feel valued. That small clip will show that the people feel that they are involved with you. Number one, you must read your room temperature. What are the signs? What are they saying to you? How many of us listen to what the people are saying? And I'm not talking about rumor mongering. I'm not talking about gossip. Excuse me. I am talking about feeling the people. Are they happy? Are they angry? When you call a meeting, sorry, my throat is dry. Some people will call a meeting. They give the team, they say what they want to say, and then when they finish, they tell you, that's why I called you. Have you seen that happen? So they are not involving you. So please, when you call a meeting, read the room. Are they happy? You must collaborate. Cooperation with your team. Be that leader that they can come to. Why? Excuse me, sorry. There is a place of being flexible. You have put a rule. Everybody must be in at 8. Must you punish people because they come at 8:30? What if you had to tweak it a little because somebody has genuine reason? But most of all, you must manage yourself. And I have a lot to say about this later in 2 minutes. Now that we have seen that, let's look at the talents. There are different people on our teams that we can, but there is always the challenge of how do we bridge the gap? How do we identify what they need? How do we identify who is a talent? How do we develop him? How do we retain those ones that are talents? And how do we support the underperforming ones? The power of talent management, once you have mastered it, is very, very super. Because you will close all these skill gaps. The ministry, in fact, let me pause here to say that I'm very proud of Lagos State today. Years ago, when I was still teaching, when the computer center was opened, some of us were laughing, to be honest. We just thought somebody wanted to chop money as usual. But today, I know that I can go online and do a lot of things. I just did my personal tax returns and everything. Everything is online. I didn't need to call anyone. And that's, I say kudos to all of you for being involved. My second pride is that I see a lot of Lagos State Ministry workers in CIPM. And I'm very proud to say that my colleagues are doing very well, which means you're learning a lot of things. And you are showing it because I meet quite a number of you outside, and it's impressive. So once we have mastered the skill of talent management, who go from stagnation to success, from people who are carrying files and doing normal job, routine job, admin. So people who get excited at every little thing we see, please let us manage them. There are many things about talent management, onboarding talent, but I have summarized them into 3. 1, buying. I am sure that in Lagos State, buying now means talent acquisition. You don't just recruit 1,000 people at the same time. You are beginning to look at what you need, why you need people. And when you bring them in, you are trying to create sustainable growth. But it is not like in Dangote, we have our own recruitment team. But all of us are buyers. Once you are a star, it is in the way you talk about your business. It is in the way you talk about Lagos State, the pride which you take in talking about Lagos State. And I will show you soon. Then there is a part of people development and engagement, and then they perform, retain, and what I mean by succeed is succession. Let's take them one after the other. In what we say, identifying and acquiring top talent, gone are the days when we bring people to a center in Alausa and tell them to stay there for hours and they will be collapsing because they want to write exams. Today, it is data-driven. They can sit in the comfort of their homes and write our tests and finally be scheduled for even online interview. So we must be proactive. We must have branding. I love to see us when we are so beautifully dressed, when we come for CIPM or when we go on programs. Everyone is doing well. I am aware that in the ministry, there is always one program or the other. The governor is coming to our own ministry. We want to decorate a room. We want to cook. We want to serve drinks. Therefore, when we are also recruiting, we must also be branding. How do we sit? How do we talk? How do we sound? How do we wear our hair? The second one is about when we now bring in the talent, what do we do with them? Are we actually planning for them? Are we coaching them? Are we having programs for those ones that we have called high potentials? Or do we just leave them on their own? Excuse me. To coast. And a lot of people enjoy coasting. Come to work, roam around, go home. End of month, they must pay me. That was why I talked about setting KPIs. When people own their processes, they can give you results. The third one is about driving performance. I was just talking about that. Setting that goal and making sure that goal is delivered. Retaining the best of them. So how do you identify? It shows. I'm just going to describe the kind of talents we have in your meetings, in your job. You will see different people. There are the ones who are slow to learn, or they have switched off from feeling intimidated. Sometimes it's because of what we've done to them. There are the ones who join us newly and they are so excited. They want to show that they can do, but they don't understand our business yet. But we can see their intelligence. We call them rising stars. Then they are the ones that have become frustrated. They are not ready to learn and they can spoil your team. Then there are some that you will see, they are self-motivated, they take on challenges, they take initiative. You can easily see them as leaders. Now you remember that I said earlier, here you go. I said earlier that all the people on your team, they are there for you. You must sweat them. I think that was how I started. Sweating them means you must know each of them and use them. even those very weak ones. What you do with them is very important. What you do with them is that you treat them as your customers. And you know, you can even lead your boss. Do you want your customers to look like this? Indifferent. They say we should come to meeting. I am here. They say we should write report. Give us a template. Or, now she sabi, and then they go talking. Or, do you want the one that is smiling, happy to come to your meeting, happy to do your bidding? Let me show you what I do. And I took this quote from somewhere because that is exactly what I do. Jamiu, can you help us read this?
All right, ma. So, but I don't do it alone. My approach is to partner and collaborate. It is very important to me that my team gets the recognition. Without them and their collective intelligence, the breadth and reach of my contribution will be limited. Hence, my biggest reward is to attribute the success to my team, even if I am the accountable leader.
Yes. Your director knows you. The head of service knows you. But he knows the other people as employee numbers. But it is what you do with them that will make the head of service recognize you. And so there is partnership, collaboration, recognition. You must recognize that without them, you cannot be. If they don't give you your results, you can't do it. So you must always sell them. Stop competing with your associates. I know in the ministry, we call it subordinates, but I try to stop people from using that because a subordinate is giving you master servant kind of relationship. They are not your servants. They earn salary like you. They are employed by the same ministry, so they are your colleagues. But if you must differentiate, just call them your associates. Your biggest success is to look at that person and say, it is because of you that I succeed. Is to say thank you, is to show them that they are valued. And inside of this is coaching. Inside of it is delegation. Inside of it is training. Inside of it is recognition, which I have mentioned. You see, those talents that I described before, they are in two categories. There are some of them, they don't know that they have these talents. There are some they already know, like I described. Those slow ones, they don't know they have something. Those ones who came newly, they may know they have something, but not well enough. But the last two know that they have something, but you must treat all of them together. And that is by finding what kind of intervention. Is it training? Is it coaching? Is it counseling? Is it mentoring? What kind of support? And if you're going to train, what kind of training? When you identify the very smart one, please make sure that you create a path and let him be seeing that path. I am going this way. Otherwise, he will embarrass you. Once you can find the right kind of intervention, you will see that they are value adding. And it is only when your team becomes value adding that you can succeed and have a high performing team. Please recognize them and work with them so that you can get results that are productive. You can have people running away. The ministry is a good place to work. Why are we running away? You can be that innovative multiplier. So I'm calling all of us to action this evening. Build a future-ready workforce. Open them to the internet. Open them to coaching. Open them to support. I will pause here because I want to say something to you. The journey begins with you. You may do all these things you're doing, but if your journey does not start with you, then there's a problem. We say that a good leader knows a little about everything. Even if your Excel is not perfect, it's something. Even if your research skills are not perfect in today's AI system. See, We are dealing with younger people as they come in. Some of us call them Gen Z. I refuse to see them like that. They are just giving us back the mistakes we made. So when we call them Gen Z, it's derogatory. They are younger generation. They have the internet on their phones. Can you use your phone to do a lot of things? Are you aware? So you must lead yourself before you lead others. You can't give what you don't have. Begin by searching yourself, by learning a lot of things. These are 5-year-olds in the house, especially the ones now in the university. Please let them teach you. From your phone, you can do a lot of things. That is the only way you can influence others. So when you begin to look at your people and engaging with them, when you begin to listen to them, you even learn from them. Do you know that you can get your associate to teach you something without feeling insulted? It's about the way you say what you say. When you are able to handle individuals, you can now begin to handle teams. As a leader, as an assistant director, as a director, as a supervisor, you must be in a position where you can stand and train them. You don't need to go and pay somebody to come and train them. You can stand in class. Do you have that confidence? When they have issues, conflict resolution, are you taking sides? What are you doing? Omo baba mi niye, omo ilu wa niye. Are you going to do that? Or will you resolve conflicts? And that's a topic for a different occasion. You will resolve conflicts the way they should be resolved. That is the only way you can get results and have value. My dear people, leading people is not a joke. It starts from you. You lead yourself, and then you begin to lead them. You communicate where you listen to them. You deliver results. And in these times of AI, you must be involved and show them that you too can do it. Because when purpose meets excellence, impact is inevitable. And we alone as leaders can make it happen. Thank you. I'll take your questions. So I'll be taking your questions now.
Okay, thank you so much, Ma. Let your emojis keep on coming. Let it keep on coming to appreciate Doctor. Please, am I audible? Okay. Okay. Before we go into our question and answer section, I will want you to please first note your question down. Let your question be concise, and let it relate to the topic, not outside the box, and make it brief because of time. Also, we'll be sending our Telegram link for update session and WhatsApp link, and also our YouTube link for you to go back there and revise and add more to your skill. Okay, if you want to ask any question, please raise your hand, or you make use of the chat box so that you can read it out for the doctor for more clarification. Use the emoji hand, raise your hand. We are waiting for
I'm
your
taking
question.
down some questions already.
Mm.
I just took down one. How do you handle an associate who refuses to learn? Should I go ahead and answer that?
Okay, go ahead, ma. Go ahead, ma, with that.
Okay, so my answer to that is going to be practical from my experience. And no matter what you do, you must have some people who really have an attitude. I'm going to expand this. Some people who feel that they came in from somebody above you. Some people who feel they have connection. Some people who feel they already have a growing business. They are just there either to gain influence for their business or to just earn the salary. You know, I said something about end of month, just pay my salary. There are people like that. They don't want to learn. Now, excuse me. Those people are in the category that when you even call a meeting, they come late, they don't talk, they just ignore you, or they sit there. When you finish, they get up and go. End of story. But you must have a time with them. What we say from my psychologist point of view and in my experience, there is need to have a private time with that person. Find when he's free and invite him. But let me tell you something. These things begin with trust. If you have not built trust with your team, when you call a person to come and see you, it's hard to communicate. And that trust I was talking about is when I said something about you playing with them, being friendly enough. And then when you set rules, flexibility does not mean double standards. Flexibility is making adjustments so that everybody is comfortable. So when you send for that person, it is to find out what challenges he's having, why he is the way he is. If you're friendly enough and if you're honest enough in the way you ask the question, I believe that he will speak to you. Where he refuses to speak, you can find someone else who will talk to him. It could be a peer, and I will give you an example. We had one young man who came from very top level when I was on Egina, and he had this attitude. When I tried to speak to him, it didn't work. But I know he used to be friendly with some boys. They go to eat mishai in the morning. So I sent two of them after him, and they became his, what do I call it? Mentor, peer mentoring. So I had to introduce what we call peer mentoring. They were mates. They could set examples for him. They could have discussions. Then they would give me feedback. And then I will continue to discuss with him. What I am saying is that you cannot give up on anybody unless the system allows for you to ease them out. Because in the process of talking to him, you might find out that he actually doesn't like the job he's doing. He would rather do something else. As a leader, is there a way you can support him to go into that other department? How can you help? But don't give up on anybody, because I'm sure that the government does not employ on this. I hope I was able to answer your question. The person who asked the question
Thank you,
on
ma.
refusal, did I answer your
Yes.
question?
Okay, is that response for Gabriel Yekunle, ma, the one that asks what other effective way organization can support talent management? Can you hear me, ma?
Offline supervisor who doesn't like you speaking at a meeting. Okay.
Hello, doctor.
You said, how can you handle?
Okay, yeah, I said Gabriel Yekunle asked question, what other effective way organization can support talent management?
Okay. So as a state government, the ministries have a responsibility to groom their own people. I'm sure you have votes And then the ministries have their different directorates and departments. Now, it is the responsibility of the directorate to work with all the directors and assistant directors to make sure that talent is being managed in their recruitment efforts, in approvals for learning initiatives, in approvals for programs. And some of us managers too, or leaders, we tend to do appraisal. We are waiting for the person to fix him during appraisal. If they notice that a particular person is doing this, your boss has a right to check with you whether what you have done is actually accurate. And it does not have to do it publicly. So the leadership of the department or the directorate can actually manage these processes. But let me tell you the truth. It is our responsibilities because we are the frontline people. We are the people that the associates are seeing. Those associates that we go out and talk about us as a business or as a ministry. So before the ministry begins to set up, you have to write and say, this is what is going on. How can you help? But the ministries have a right to differentiate between talent management and when they pick up such management, so approve trainings, even oversee trainings for them. I hope that also answers your question.
Yes, beautiful, man. So another one from Motunrayo Miriam.
Okay.
She said, "Thank you, ma. What can a young leader do to make impact among his or her associates? Why some are of the opinion that you cannot lead them, no matter how much you try to bring peace?"
Hmm. You know, this question reminds me of my young self, you know. When I was promoted to manager, and then people who were in the business before me, who were already assistant managers when I joined as an assistant manager, they were surprised. I had a rough time. But it takes your personal influence. I remember I said one of the key things is about being resilient. Then there is the place of partnership, recognizing. You see those people I described as number 3 when I was talking about the talents on our team, that they can make things difficult for you. You must partner with them. You must recognize that they have it. So in the ministry, we say sir, we say ma. I beg, greet them, sir. I beg, before you have a meeting, go and meet them. We want to call meeting. As I call the meeting, you know you are my partner. You are the one that will give all the answers because I know you know it. Once you recognize that they have it, don't try to show them that you know. That is the secret. And it's not book leaking, it's called partnership. Recognize the person for who he is, and you will value him, young or old. I saw another question, and I was
Yes,
trying to, yes.
yes. Someone said, how can you handle an upline or supervisor who doesn't like you speaking at a meeting?
Hmm. Very interesting. When you speak, sir, he will tell you, hello, I don't like managers who behave like this. He doesn't like you to talk. So the best way is not to even, not that you will not talk, but one lesson, if you didn't hear everything I said this evening, one lesson you must take from me is to ask your boss your suggestion as a question. Make it what we call you appeal. You have a question you want to ask him, or you have a suggestion rather, you want to tell him. Never say, I don't agree with you, sir. It is, good idea, sir. May I speak? First asking. And then, what if we did it like this so that we get this result? What do you think, sir? So 2 things from me this evening. Always ask your boss. Don't tell him. Second one, have the problem and the solution. First, present the problem as a question and then present the solution as a question. The boss who is a credit snatcher will go and say he said, let him take the credit, but let the team succeed. Don't try to shine before your boss.
Thoughtful. Nice one, ma. Another question from Olufunke. How do you deal with associates that think they know all and are not open to learning or correction?
There are many.
So how do we deal with those ones like that, ma?
So have you ever thought of, I was describing the one who refused to learn and me getting them to do peer mentoring with him. So he could easily talk to his mates and not talk to me. And there are many of them like that who think they have everything, especially in this generation. As you're talking to him, as you're talking to everybody, they've already pressed the AI this thing, and they will give you an answer. But let me put it to you this evening. Much as we say that AI is good, in case you are here and you think you know everything, much as we think that AI is good, it does have its downsides because somebody fed that answer into the system, and so that answer becomes popular. Now, for such a person who thinks he knows everything, or you, because perspectives matter, you think he thinks he knows everything, assign him things. Let him come back with the answer. Ask him to make the presentation. Bring one or two other people. He would fumble in one or two places. And instead of you to give him the correction, you can tell him to make more research or someone else will give him the correction. But remember, please don't embarrass anybody publicly. If you think he's not getting it right, always call him behind closed doors and teach him. Then when we talk about giving feedback, and that's a full topic on its own, please be constructive. Tell the person one nice thing. And when you give that feedback, don't say it in a negative way. So, for example, he has made a mistake or he has shown that he's oversabi ITK and he has just made a mistake. When you bring him in, it is nice job. I like what you did. Let us look at it this way. Assuming you did it like this, but overall you've done well. Where do we go from here? Push it back to him. You are not embarrassing him publicly. You are not even embarrassing him inside, but you're pointing out to him, you have made a mistake here. So you sandwich it. You praise him. You give him the feedback, and then you praise him again, and then give him the assignment to go and improve himself. But there are many.
All right, nice one, ma. Yeah, nice one, ma. So Olowonishaye said, how can you deal with an oversight ambiguous officer in an organization who believe he has high power connection?
Ambitious or ambiguous? What do you say?
Ambiguous, ma.
Oversight ambiguous.
Yeah, oversight ambiguous officer
He
in
has
an
high
organization
connection.
that no
He too
governor.
becomes my tool. If he has connection, he becomes my tool. You will send him on errand. I think he's saying ambitious because that ambiguous is something. So he feels that for everything that comes, he can enter the minister's office or he can enter even the governor's office and get to something. So when the department needs something, send him. By the time he goes once or twice and fails, he's going to come back to you. But you must send him as if you don't know what he's doing. It's always good to make people feel you don't know, and then you show them that you know. So when you have such a person on your team, tell him to go forward. Can you help us? How can you help us? We need this. When he shows, when you do that to him, he's going to feel embarrassed. He's not going to want to go forward. You will find him make excuses 1, 2, 3 times. Then you stop, you've put him in his place. It's about putting
Okay,
them in their places without
okay.
insulting
I
them.
think you are right. He has made the correction. He said
It's ambitious, yes.
ambitious.
So he's
All right.
trying to show you he's a go-getter. Go and get the goal. When you now put him on the spot without hurting anybody's feelings, he will give you excuses because a lot of people live fake lives. So they will tell you they know this, they name droppers. So by the time you fix him and fix him, he knows his place. He won't do it again. But again, you see these your questions. I'm smelling people who are feeling inferior to their associates. My dear brother and sister, whoever asks that question, sit up. You must have guts. You are in charge. And you must show that you are in charge without stamping on people's head. Because when you break those heads as you are going up, on your way down, they won't be there. So you must use influence. Okay. Are we done?
All right, ma. I appreciate you, ma. Doctor, you really do justice to most of our, uh, don't let me say problem, most of our needs here. Because, in fact, when I'm seeing some question, I'm just reflecting on something. Okay, yeah, Kayode Deborah, she said, in case you have a boss who only work with just a few numbers of workers and neglects the other large ones without engaging them for years. You have tried to talk over this with the boss, but he made you understand that it is his style. These people are beginning to lose value. What should you do?
That happens a lot in the ministry. Favoritism, or not only favoritism, sometimes the boss discovers that some people put themselves forward, or because they know exactly what, maybe when he says do a job, those people, bootlickers, are running forward. Even when they don't know how to do it, they are running forward. So he begins to practice favoritism. Now, there's very little you can actually do about your boss except put yourself forward repeatedly. And I'm going to tell you the truth about me, why I became who I am today. There was a time when I was in the ministry, and my boss was a woman. She didn't like me because she was, I'm sorry to go the religious way, she was a very strong born again, no earrings, no jewelries. And I wore short dresses, high shoes. I liked to fix my nails. She hated me with a perfect hatred. I knew she didn't like me. And so whenever we got to the meeting, I would keep quiet. And so one day, she was talking, and then I raised my hand. She ignored me. After four other people spoke, I decided to talk. I was young and very tough then. So I started talking, and she said, you keep quiet. When people with masters are talking, you with an ordinary degree, you shouldn't talk. And I told her my master's will be ready next year, ma. As a young girl, I made the mistake of walking out of that meeting. She reported me everywhere reportable. But you know, ministry is hard to sack somebody. And some of the young people today will leverage on that. Before you sack me, my file would have gone far and I will influence it. But please, if you're a young person in that position, don't do it. And don't insult your boss. It was my mistake at that time. So I had to go and apologize to her publicly. But I also went to her office and spoke to her that she should never ever embarrass me because she will see the bad side of me. Do you know that later we became the best of friends? Now, She liked to work with only people with masters. Of course, when everybody has a degree, those with masters are proven that they got better. My question to you would therefore be, what kind of people is this boss always working with? What are they doing that you are not doing? It's like when we marry and our husbands, my Igbo brothers, they are always in the beer parlor eating nkwobi, isiewu and all that. When I do counseling for a woman in that position, I say to her, what does he go to the beer parlor to eat? Learn to cook it. Ask him to bring his friends. He will stop. It worked for my sister. It worked for my 2 friends. Find out what makes him. There's nobody without something that can unlock him. Find the key and unlock him. But as to whether you will confront him, please don't do it. It will not work. Excuse me. I hope that helps. The person who asked the question, I hope that helps.
Yes, perfectly. Thank you so much, ma. Okay, because of our time, because we have to prepare for tomorrow's business, and also you can check the chat box. I'll send our YouTube channel. Please go there, support our program. That is the only support we need from you. Subscribe. This program is free, so subscribe and watch. We have like 96 video there, just for you to refresh your memory. Public service room management and others. So please visit our YouTube channel and subscribe. Also, we have sent our WhatsApp group for more interactive knowledge sharing and our Telegram channel also. This evening, thank you so much, Doctor. I will, as our normal norms here, I will call on one person to appreciate our doctor for us, and I will call Kemi Adelajama. Please unmute yourself.
Good evening, Mr. Jamiu. Can you hear me?
Yes. Good evening, ma.
Okay. Good evening, doctor. How are you, ma?
I am fine, thank you.
And good evening to all my colleagues. I want to say a very big thank you to you, ma, for the presentation. We're able to get more of leadership styles and how to lead our downlines. Thank you so much. I pray that God will continue to increase you in wisdom, knowledge, and understanding in Jesus' name.
Amen.
We love you and we need more of you. Thank you, ma.
Love you too.
Amen.
I appreciate you all. God bless you all.
Man. Thank you, Mrs. Adelaja. Thank you, Dr. Ma. Thank you, everyone, for joining us tonight. Have a good evening. Have a lovely night rest. So let's go and prepare for tomorrow. Thank you, ma.